Welcome to part 5 of my Autumn Muse junk journal step-by-step tutorial. I have put myself in a difficult position. This is the last video before the Defamorember series starts, and we are nowhere near finished. There is a playlist below where you can see the first 4 episodes. You can see how we got to this stage, plus in the last video we sorted some materials, so some of them are here and some of them are here. And I want to use these and the other bits I just showed you to make some page decorations. I also have not made any belly bands, tuck spots, or pockets yet. Plus, I have no idea what the cover is going to look like. So I'm really torn between doing the clusters today and then having another episode making the tuck spots, pockets, etc. and having another one making the cover. But that means these videos would have to be in January. And somehow I have the feeling this 1 month break is not ideal for this journal. So what I'm going to do instead is take you through bits of each part of the process. So we'll start making a few clusters. We'll start adding a few pockets, belly bands, etc. And then I also need to make the cover. As I said, I have no idea what that is going to look like or what I'm going to make it out of. So I don't know how I'm going to do this all today. Let's just see how this goes, shall we? I'm assuming by the title of this video, you will know more about this video than I do at this stage. Isn't that weird? So as you remember, we made all these fun die cuts using some waste papers that we have decorated a little further. So these are going to be my focal points for the clusters. These leaves here are actually big enough to use as bases for some of the clusters. So maybe we start with that. So let's take 3 of these bigger ones, but given that these will be the backgrounds, we're going to need different focal points for the top of the cluster. So I will take bits and pieces from here and from the papers that I have next to me, and hopefully we'll come up with something pretty. This is making a huge shadow. I don't like that. So we also have a lot of these flower petals. I love these ones that have the gold on them. I think I painted these a long time ago. So this is their original color. And these were taken from fake flowers that I took apart. Oh, these are perfect actually. So we can make a little series, 3 at once to save a little bit of time. I'm kind of freaking out because I don't have enough time. How did this happen? Such bad planning on my part, my goodness. We have these. Those would be fun, like centerpieces. Of course, working in series is always going to be faster than making each one completely different. If you don't have any bling, you could of course use buttons, especially if you have flat ones. Since I want to put these in the journal, I don't want these to be super bulky. That is pretty already, but it's not enough. We need something else. We have this lace, but that doesn't really go with the flower. It goes with the leaf very well, but not with these petals. How about this one here? I think this one might work better. Okay, I'm liking these. Do we need anything else? Maybe we try some more fibers, and then I think that would be enough. And we could take different fibers for each one to make them all look similar but not completely the same. So I mentioned in my previous video, these beautiful fibers that I have here are from Taperlogy, and you can find that site linked below this video. Wow, that is adding quite a bit of bulk. Wow. Can I do that? Well, the thing is, since I haven't made the cover yet, I can make the spine as wide as it needs to be because this is kind of cute. Let's do it. That is the advantage of not making the cover until the end, which is usually not what I do. Usually I start off with the cover because that usually helps me determine the vibe of the inside, but this time it's exactly the other way around, and that proves to be quite helpful. As we can see. Oh, that's really cute. So this one, what do we give that one? Let's try this one here. I was just about to start gluing these together, but now I just realized, let's staple them. That is so much quicker, and then we'll just glue that top bling on it. And then we'll just clamp that down until that grips. Like that. So while those all get a grip, get a grip on yourselves, will you? Let's try some wintry ones with these petals. So we'll do 3 of these, and let's pick some of these more wintry looking pieces. Then we could add some fibers. Okay, so I have some cheesecloth here, and some of these are also some netting from like potatoes and onions, which I find at the supermarket. So which colors would work? The yellow I think would be really nice. Beige might also work. I should actually dye some of these. This is a beautiful green. Oh, I could use that, then I don't have to dye anything. Trying to do things a little more quickly today because it's already, what time is it? It's around 3:30 p.m. so it's quite late. So basically, I think as a guidance, if you've never made clusters like these, if you use different materials and maybe try to use materials that are as flat as possible, because even if all your materials are super flat, once you add them on top of each other, they will bulk up automatically. Choose colors like we did in the last video that match your project, and then just find bits that kind of go together. And already having picked your color palette, it makes it so much easier. I don't like this. How about this bright yellow? Gold would also be really nice. Let's do some gold. I think I forgot to add this in the last video. Of course we need gold thread, hello. Even though it is a bit difficult to work with because it has its own mind. Like a fluffy white thread I think would also be super cute for here. So I have this one. How adorable is that? So I added some bling on each of these. These are ready to go. I must say this method makes it very quick to put these together. And of course this method of having all of this already organized was very much inspired by my dear friend Louise Heinzel, who always inspires me in some way. So for the next 3, I'm going to use these small die cuts. And as a background, I'll use these 2. And since I only have 2 of these, I'm going to need 1 more background. So I'll take this masterboard and my 2-inch circle punch. So that can be my 3rd one. Else can we add underneath? We also had these tickets. How about some of these? Wow, look at that color combination. Turquoise and the purple is gorgeous. Not happy with this petal. Nope, maybe we just don't use a petal for that one. So some of these here, all of these are from my own shop. You can find these linked below. This is an original one, but all of these are linked below for you in case you want to look at those. I'm not going to use these petals. I don't think they're necessary here. Okay, so far these only have paper and I want some more texture. Let's try this turquoise lace. For this we need something else. Maybe some of this gorgeous golden one. And I feel these need some bling. We have a turquoise rose. There's a white heart. And we have this golden one, or this one. So the next three are ready to go and need to dry. So here are the next three. So in no time, we have made 12 very fun clusters to add to either pages directly or pockets, belly bands, whatever we choose. So that's a lot of fun. And since I like the ones with the leaves so much, I'm going to make 3 more of these. And the fun thing is that with this method, I'm now using color combinations that I usually would not go for, which is really fun. So this maroon I would never combine with the colors of this leaf usually. So these are also clamped, whoops, these are also clamped down. I did add buttons in the middle of these. Yeah, it's very hard to see with the clamps on. I'll show you later once they're dry, but they are very fun and quite bulky. We'll see how that goes. Okay, so now we have 15. I think that's a pretty good amount to start to embellish some things. So last time we made these 2 belly bands. These are ready to go. We have these 2 which were meant to be tuck spots, so we could embellish those with some of our page decorations. And then we have this finished journaling card that we made last time. Still love the stamping here. If you remember, that happened because I had a little oops here. And then we have this one, which still needs something on the back side, but I really love that frame. So let's embellish these tuck spots. First of all, I want these to have notches. So one will go on the right, one will go on a left side of the page. So one gets the notch there and the other will get it there. So let's choose something from here. I think any of these would work. How about a wintry one? I actually like it up here. That is cute. And let's add one of the leaves. Maybe this one. Ooh, look at that. That's gorgeous. Yeah, it helps to open the glue as always, dear Barbara. Yes, I really, really love this. Yay! This one is so much more subtle, which is fine as well. Very cute. Yay! So how fast was that? Love that. So I guess it pays off to work in stages like this, which I have never ever done before. You know, I always work on individual items for individual pages. I was never the type to mass make anything. I definitely see the advantages. Will I do it again? Who knows? Okay, let's find a background for this card. I'll go for this denim blue cardstock. It needs to be a solid color because we have so much going on the frame here already. And I don't want to distract from that. So by adding the blue, and why blue? Because I have blue here and that picks it up. I also could have used black like I did here, but let's switch it up a bit. And my preferred glue for most things is the art glitter glue with the added metal tip, which you have to get separately. Or sometimes they have sets with the metal tip included. And I love this one because it grabs really quickly And I know it holds really well, and I love that I can apply it very thinly and precisely, and that really makes it a joy to work with. And of course, another great feature is it will not warp your paper. In this case, we're working with fairly thick cardstock, so I'm guessing it wouldn't have warped it anyway. But when you work with thinner paper, this is super important because you don't want those waves. So we have another beautiful journaling card. Again, if you haven't seen these before, these images are from my kits in my shop. You can find them linked below. These are my Klimt style girls. Okay, so we have 2 belly bands, 2 tuck spots, 2 journaling cards, and a lot still to go. Next, I'll cut out this pocket. This is from my Autumn Muse ephemera. It's page number 5. And I've printed my ephemera. I get questions about this quite a lot. What do I print my ephemera on? I usually print it on something like 200 or at least 180 GSM cardstock, because otherwise it's not sturdy enough for me. And I will have to glue it onto another cardstock, which takes so much time. So I figure, why not just print it on the cardstock, and then you don't have to worry about that. Okay, let's just take one of these and be done with it. Oh my goodness, this is so cute. Love how that fits together. See, for this one now, I feel like it's fine to use the regular tacky glue, which is of course a lot cheaper. Cute. We have this gorgeous belly band, which I would like to add horizontally. So that means we just need to cut it down a little bit. So on this one, I'll just add one of these cute leaves. It's so easy to customize your digital downloads. There's so many different things you can do to make them your unique creation. So then I also have these 2 pockets. Remember, I found these cute little birds in my ephemera folder, and I think he would be super cute here without anything else. Aw, how cute is that? So for this one, just a small one. They are quite bulky, I have to say. But also cute. Look though. Oh well. Then I have some more tuck spots here that I could use. I usually end up cutting the flaps off unless I know that I'm going to have something very bulky in these tuck spots. Otherwise, if it's just like a card, it will fall out if you have the flaps on it, because that makes it so roomy, which is great if you have something bulky. But if you don't, then it always falls out, and that's super annoying. So these here have dried enough in the meantime as well, so I could take the clamps off. So now you can have a better look at these. I think those are my bulkiest ones. I mean, look at this. Okay, so with these, I kind of need to decide on which side they're going to go, so I know which way to embellish them. Because of course I could, for example, this one, I could turn it like this or like this. So I need to decide. So I'll do 2 for left pages and 1 for a right page. I think this one needs to go there. This one can go there. And on this one, that's a bit of a challenge because I'm not sure any of these. Oh, actually, I surprise myself. Ooh, even this one, maybe even better because of the gold here. We also have these decorated waste papers left. This was from, I think, part 3, if I'm not mistaken. I have also scanned these for you. There's a few more of these, so you can find those linked below as well. These were super fun to make. And I think these would make great pockets, actually. So again, I would have to cut them down. Or before we do that, I actually have some smaller ones. So why don't we use those first? Yeah, look, that's perfect. This one I'll just cut down a little bit. So that's ready to go. And let's try a third one with a different design. How about this one? I'll just cut that one down a little bit as well. So after a little bit of inking, making a notch on the top and adding some stitching with my sewing machine, we have 3 cute pockets here. So how about, oh, this is very, very colorful. I'm not sure this is the best option. This is super cute. I'm not loving this one. This is super cute, super bulky, super cute, and this is fine as well. So there's 1, 2, and 3. We have 4 more left. I'll make 3 more pockets out of these papers here. These I don't think need any inking up. 1. Love the contrast here. 2. And 3. And our last one here, I'm going to add to this fake leaf. That could be a tuck spot just like that. Or we make another tuck spot with one of our waste papers. Like that. So in a fairly short amount of time, we have made 18 tucks, pockets, and belly bands. So my next step is to add these to the pages. I'll just glue them all pages. I'll do that off camera. That is not so exciting. And then I finally need to decide on what kind of a cover I'm going to make. So I've added all of the pockets, etc. And I also made the decision about my cover finally, and I decided I'm just going to make a paper bag fabric cover, just like I do with my planners. So I take a paper bag, cut it up, cover it with fabric on both sides and embellish the front. The embellishing we'll do together, and if you want to see exactly step by step how I make these kind of paper bag covers, I will link the video where I made this planner cover so you can go watch that. So it's a little later. Just for your reference, I've been working on this journal now non-stop for almost 4 hours. Just so you get a feeling for how long it takes me. So as we can see, we have the fabric on. So this fabric for the outside that I have chosen is by Tim Holtz, and it's called Urban Grunge. And on the inside, I chose another one. Also Tim Holtz, and this one is called Periodic Multi. Love both of these fabrics. I think this goes so well together with the inside, and the outside I chose to go with this cover image. This one is from my Kunststyle Girls, which is another set. You can also find that linked below. So I think those colors go together beautifully. And by the way, as always, I'm linking the German online store where I get my designer fabrics for you below. So in order for this to stand out a little bit more, I thought we would add some black cardstock underneath. That makes it very dramatic. So I'm just going to go ahead and glue the middle down and then sew around the edges. So we have this now. And before I glue that onto my cover, I am going to add some gold embossed circles. Surprise, surprise. I'm using these fun foam stamps by PM Artist Studio. I will link their foam stamps for you below. I'm using golden embossing powder by Hero Arts. But first, maybe we should put some ink on our stamps. This of course does not only work with your phone stamps, it works with any stamp. Alternatively, if you wanted the gold accents but you don't have any stamps you want to use, or you don't have any embossing tools, I suggest you use a metallic marker or a thin brush with acrylic or watercolor paint. So let's put one down here, then one here, and finally, so we always need 3, or I always need 3, I don't know about you, put one up here. So there we go. That makes it a little more special, doesn't it? Okay, so this goes here. Or maybe I should have mentioned, you probably have seen it already, I have sewn in all of these signatures as well. That's also why it took so long. Then we have some of these leaves left over. And I thought these would make cute embellishments underneath here. That connects, again, the inside to the outside a little more. So again, I'm just using my art glitter glue to glue these elements down. And I'll always use a cloth to dab off any excess. But maybe one important thing I should mention is if you want to order art glitter glue, they do not ship in winter, because if it gets too cold, then the glue gets ruined. I've had that happen to me already, and the glue becomes very fluid and completely changes its consistency. So I'm putting this a little more to the right. You can see it's not completely centered here because this is still going to grow, and then the spine is going to get wider. So I'm already figuring that in when attaching my cover image. And then do you remember I found these when I was looking through my things to see what I could add as embellishments, and I thought maybe we could use one of these for the cover, and I think this smaller one would be very special right there. I love that. And again, the art glitter glue is going to do the trick. That glues everything. That was maybe a little bit too much glue, as always. Obviously, it's going to dry clear. Still, I want to take away as much as possible already with my cloth. And that's all I'm going to do for the cover. I think it doesn't need anything else. So let me give you a flip through. And by the way, I have decided to put this one up for sale. So this will be in my shop on December 6th at 6 p.m. Central European time. I will add that information again in the description box below, along with a website that has a time converter so you can see what time that would be in your area. And if you're thinking there's no point even trying because you're never going to be the one to get the journal because you're not fast enough, then I can tell you that the last journal I sold with exactly the same announcement was actually in my shop for I think a little over a day. So you definitely have a chance. And of course, you can find my shop link linked below. There's a filter for physical products. So if the journal is not there, then it has sold. So good luck to all of you who would like to own this Autumn Muse journal. So enjoy this flip through. I think it's not over embellished. I could go on and on and on, but I want whoever gets this to also have plenty of opportunity to add your own embellishments. So without further ado, enjoy this flip through. I'm not going to comment because I think everything is pretty much self-explanatory. So let me say goodbye here. Love you guys. Thank you for accompanying me on this adventure. Oh, maybe one thing I should add is I might add some more journaling cards because there's only 2 in here now. Or what I also might do is just add the prints. So these images, and then you can add them however you want. Maybe that's the way I'll go. Maybe one more thing I should add, sorry, is that concerning the sewing in of the signatures, please refer to that other video that I'm linking for you below with making my planner. I've done exactly the same thing as I do for my planners. I even use the same template. So you can find all of that there if you need some help sewing in signatures. And now I'll shut up. No, I lied. One more thing. I just can't shut up, can I? I also will add the journal measurements because I always get asked that question in the comments for you below as well, in case you want to stick to mine. But of course, these measurements make sense if you use A4 paper like I have. If you are in North America, for example, and you use the US sizes, then my sizes don't make sense. Then I would suggest you make it work for your US letter size papers. Okay, that's it now, I promise. Oh, you know what? I lied again. I'm a horrible person. Because you know what I just remembered? I have all these beautiful cards, right? Like these kind of greeting cards and stuff. I wanted to add these in here. So I can definitely stick some of these in some of the tuck spots. So I'll do that as well. Okay, I'm not making any more promises because at this point you cannot take me seriously anymore. Love you guys.
Mwah.